That light is really bright.
So you can't see everybody. Get closer to the mic.
Oh, okay, great. So
Closer to
hello.
Mike.
No,
Closer.
don't.
Get up to the
Unless
mic.
you had your shots.
Okay, no shots.
That's right.
Okay, hi everybody. So yeah, my name's Megan. So for those who know me, you might know me as that weird girl who loves ugly food. Woohoo! Yeah, that's me. That's me. Or you might know me as that crazy chicken lady, Del Rey. Hey. But tonight I think I'm going to solidify my weirdness by telling you this story. So yeah, all about the weird. So I just have to say that I really love Fargo's campaign that it has going on right now, the North of Normal. I think that's super sweet. And for anybody that I've talked to that's not from this area, that's moved here, and they talk about our weird accent or our weird oh jeepers or don't you knows or all those things. It's whoa. What was that? No, don't know about that. They're trying to throw me off here, I think. But no, I think that it's a super sweet campaign. And I just have to say that my home sweet home is even further north of here, kind of close to the Canadian border. And I think that it just gets more abnormal as you go further north. So I just want to tell you a little bit about my abnormal home sweet home. And I'm going to tell you about some stories that I have growing up in a household that loves cats. So that's why I called this Home Sweet Kitty Home. So I really appreciated the crazy cat lady comments at the beginning because that just set this up perfectly. Oh, my bad. Yeah, it just kind of all flows together, you know. So I have a couple stories to tell you tonight about my lovely life up north, growing up with a household that really loved cats. So the first one I was going to tell about was called the Pusker Sagas, and yeah, I'm framing these as sagas because I'm just weird, you know. So I grew up in a lovely little town called Edinburgh, North Dakota, population 200, just nice little place up north. And you kind of grow up a little bit remotely, you know. You don't have a ton of people close by. And so cats are kind of your friends. So I made a lot of friends with cats growing up. And one of my first friends was Pusker. And so from about the time that I can recall until about like 7, 8 years old, I know Pusker is a weird name. I don't know where that came from. It sounds like a porn star or something. So Pusker was this really lovely orange tabby cat that we... Damn. Okay, yeah, it is a porn star. You're right. Okay. So this lovely orange tabby cat that was a good friend of mine growing up. Oh, God, this is just getting weird. Okay, so I love this cat, and we hung out all the time growing up for like 4 or 5 years. But like every like 6, 8 months, this cat would disappear, and he'd be gone for a month. And you know, so me and my sister would be like, "Oh, geez, our cat's missing. We better go out and find him." So you know, we'd march over to the neighbor's house and be like, "Have you seen our cat?" And they'd be like, "Oh, yeah, I think I saw him running along the shelter belt." So then we'd run along the shelter belt and go look for our cat, and you know, just like this long ordeal. And then you know, a few days later, the cat would show up, and we're like, "Oh, great, Pusker's back. This is awesome." So fast forward 20 years, we're looking at some pictures growing up, and we see these pictures of us and our cat, and Pusker is not the same cat through all the pictures. So you know, no, this cat is very different striping, very different size, like no recollection between these cats. So, like, you know, some 20-year-old kid, you know, my parents like, what's going on here? And they're like, oh yeah, that's like 4 different Puskers. And we're like, what? So, yeah, Pusker the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. So these cats all died, and our parents didn't tell us. They let us go on these like long hunts looking for this cat, and then they'd go and find another cat at the shelter that kind of resembled Pusker and bring him back to our house, and we had another cat. So that's the first cat story, end scene. The second saga is the Country Kitty Saga. So when we were like 12, 13 years old. And I say we because I have a twin sister, so I sometimes say we just by habit. But so me and my sister were in sixth grade, and my mother, who considers herself to be a person that really wanted to provide her daughters a lot of opportunities and culture, she decided that Edinburgh was too small a town for her daughters, and they needed to move to Park River, 15 miles to the southeast, population 1,200, to provide all the opportunities that her daughters would need in life. So my parents, after some much deliberation, decided that they were going to sell their house and build a house in Park River. So put the house on the lot, bought this lot, gonna build a house, expecting it would take a long time to sell the house that we were in. Well, it sold really fast. So we had this year that we didn't have a place to live. So they decided that we were gonna move out to the farm. My dad's a farmer. So we haul off to the farm and live in this kind of rundown country house for a year. So, we were kind of city kids in that town of 200, and then we moved out even to more rural North Dakota. So, so things got a little weird out there. Combination of parents being stressed, broke, building a house, and then you're in the middle of North Dakota, and it was like the worst winter in history. We were pretty locked down on that farm for a lot of days, but thankfully there was a cat and kittens. So we spent a lot of time with those cats, formed a really solid bond with these little kittens, and a lot of winter days and getting stormed in, it almost got to a weird point where we were kind of just talking to the cats too much, And when it came time that we needed to leave the farm and move back into the city, that integration wasn't really smooth and a little awkward, and all we could eloquently communicate about was oh, do you want to see our cats? Oh, do you want to come out to the farm and see our kittens? And yeah, it was just a little bit weird. So yeah, that's the end of the kitty sagas. And I know that I'm running a little long, so I'll wrap this one up real quick. So the third one is the Bumper saga. So the third cat that we had growing up, his name was Bumper, named after the medium in which he rode up on. So he was, my aunt or uncle, I can't even remember who it was at some auction, and this cat jumped on their vehicle, as it happens in rural North Dakota, and rode with them all the way back to the farm. So this cat just showed up on the farm, and nobody else wanted him, so our family took him. So he lived with us all growing up through junior high and high school. And then my sister and I moved off to college, and said goodbye to the parents, goodbye to the cat, as you do. And you've been at college for a month or so, and you come home and you're like, hey, I'm excited to see home, excited to see my parents, excited to see my cat. So say hello to home, say hello to the parents. Hey, where's Bumper? Oh, he died. What? So the cat died while we were gone, and our parents were so fearful that my sister and I would have this dramatic breakdown and move home that they didn't tell us. So we found out that our cat died, and that was a kind of a wake-up call, that your parents are scared to tell you that your cat died. They feel that your life is gonna fall apart. So since then, the strangeness of cats has kind of simmered down a little bit. So moral of the story for me is, for anybody that's embraced Fargo as their home sweet home, I think that you're on a solid track to being an abnormal weirdo, so rock on. If you want to make sure that you become a super weirdo, just keep moving on north, because it just gets weirder. And the final straw is to have cats. It just solidifies the whole thing. So, thank you.